Absolutely. Hi, it's really nice to meet you. My name is Himaja. I'm the 11th Youth Observer to the UN as part of the UNA USA program, which stands for the United Nations Association of the USA.
Yes. And I'm Virgil Parker, and I serve as the Global Goals Ambassador for Sustainable Development Goal number 4, quality education.
Sure, Himaja Nagareddy.
Certainly. Imogen, did you want to take that one or?
You can go for it.
Yeah, sure. So, just a little bit of background on Education and Sharing Day. It was founded in 1978 by President Jimmy Carter, and it was a recognition for the work of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who did significant work towards uplifting students. And it's also a recognition to the many mentors and the teachers and the role models who hope to inspire and give proper guidance to future generations, which is so critical in making sure that people are on the right track and pathways to success both in school and outside of school. So it's a chance for us to lift up those students, those mentors, and those role models, and to get more individuals to be committed to giving back to future generations so that we can build the community that we are proud of.
Yeah, absolutely. So to add, very quickly, in honor of this day, we wanted to speak to all the different stakeholders and people involved with education, and to hear their insights for why education is important. So we were able to connect with students, educators,
Mhm.
people in policymaking spaces who have shown incredible commitments to uplifting the voices of young people, and put that all together into a video that we're hoping will inspire people to recognize quality education, sustainable development goal number 4 as one of the most important goals that we need to be working towards as a nation.
Well, certainly. So we knew that it was going to take a lot to honor this commemoration here for the 45th anniversary. So we got together, talked about what the commemoration project would look like, who we wanted to be a part of it, and we even reached out to the local chapter here. We wanted it to not only come from national, but have a local and regional feel to it. So the UNA Rochester chapter was very helpful, and we thought of a list of speakers who would be great to be a part of it. Mayor Andre Dickens definitely came up because of the work that he's doing down there in Atlanta because of the Year of the Youth. And we just brainstormed, wrote the script together, make sure we outlined the video, and just make sure we had something that's reflective of the student voice, as Hema just said, as well as the teachers and the policymakers who needed to be a part of this. And we were able to get a media company who was very grateful to us to give us some of their time and their support to make sure that we had something that was going to stand out and really make an impact to inspire people. So it was a great collaboration.
Absolutely. And to add very quickly to that, it was something that really just want to give Virgil so much credit for, because as our Global Goals Ambassador for Education, it's so important that we continue to uplift the voices of our members and people in our community about the importance of education. And it was just so inspiring to see and support his leadership in this incredible effort of pulling together just an incredible testament to why education matters to our members and to our country.
Yes, thank you. Well, Rochester is important, so I can tell you in my professional capacity, I work for a public foundation, and through public philanthropy here, we work to inspire equity and innovation, getting people to understand different structural inequalities and challenges that exist within our community and help bring the community to collaborative solutions to resolving these challenges. That's the work that can be spread across Rochester, New York. Like other regions of the country, is known for a collective impact model where you gather expertise and resources and input from different experts and organizations across sectors to help make a difference. So you want to continue to work actively to bring attention to people in Rochester and bring issues like this to the attention of people across our country to work to make system levels change and solutions. But the first point is awareness, and then the second point is organizing people. So it's just a continuous progress.
And I'm good for my end. Yeah.
Imogen, you want to take that one?
Absolutely. So as Virgil said, this is a holiday that's celebrated nationally and globally. And so we're really hoping that this day gives people time to reflect on the educational influences in their life that have led them to where they are, whether they be traditional education settings or non-traditional education settings. We really hope this day is a moment of reflection. I know for me personally, very much is a day of reflection. I come from STEM background. My background is in STEM education. And that's something that has propelled me into so many spaces that I love around health equity and environmental justice, using data-driven and evidence-driven approaches to solving some of the biggest world challenges that we see. And I know if it wasn't for mentors who supported me or saw me in being in non-traditional international relations spaces, and seeing that my voice could contribute something, that I wouldn't be here today. And so
Well,
that's something that I personally just feel so inspired by with this day.
certainly. And if I can add to that, can I add to that, Leah, really quickly? I think Hemaja brings up an excellent point when she speaks specifically about data. You know, when we want to see progress, not just in Rochester, but across our country, we want to see improvement in retention rates, right? Going back to the point of how teachers and role models and mentors play such a critical role, retention rates improvement in the high school system, K through 12, also in post-secondary success. We want to see more students be able to graduate, be able to have the core competency and skills necessary to meet the skills need of the workforce, right? We want to see improvement on those numbers across the board, and it takes efforts from the mentors and those who are established in their particular career fields to reach back and give that proper guidance, that undergirding, and that tutelage. It is so critically important. And again, to lift up the work of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, he recognized the need to fight for empowerment and social justice and healing, and also advocating for students, because we're not going to be able to build the world that we're all proud of siloed. We have to reach back to future generations and make sure that they have the foresight necessary to be effective in this world. So we're going to get that data-driven, sustainable solutions. We have to do it together and united to see the progress we want to see here in Rochester and across our world. Yeah. Imogen, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. I think mentorship is really important. It allows young people to see themselves in spaces that they never imagined might be potential spaces for them. And so I think that that's really important. And I think coupled with that mentorship is really that um, investment in an individual, I would say. I think the goal of mentorship, and I think the best mentors that I've personally had in my life and I've seen, are those that are willing to provide advice and guidance, but know, when's enough advice and when to really, make sure that the student that you're talking to or the young person that you're mentoring has the opportunity to spread their wings and fly in a direction that really feels right for them, because everyone's journey is going to be very individual. And so being able to find that balance and to be able to support unconditionally the successes and failures, I think is just so important. I know the mentors in my life have been so monumental to me because they've been there even when I've tried and I haven't succeeded. And they were there to provide me the support and encouragement to find my own voice, to find my own path, and to support and encourage that unconditionally along the way. So I think that mentorship is so crucial. And in terms of if we have a shortage, I think that there is, I don't think there's enough of a shortage, but I think it's just finding that connection. And it really is connecting people with that right person. And sometimes that happens by chance, but hopefully with more organizations, the work that UNA USA is doing, for example, we can find ways to create more of those connections so that more young people feel supported on their life trajectories.
Yes. And I would say to add to that, I can answer two ways. One, speaking towards the shortage comment, I also don't think that there is a necessary shortage of people who are established in this country who can give back. But what we should be able to do, and this could be a call to action in relation to Education and Sharing Day, is to get more people to want to be mentors, to look at the, to seek the compassion and the empathy in their heart, to recognize that when they were coming up, they had questions, they had concerns, they had anxiety that, they wish they were had somebody to help guide them through the path and have a successful professional blueprint. We want more people to step up who know that they can give very positive advice and resources and guidance to younger generations. That is that call to action to step up. I will mention very quickly, back in college, I was a part of a mentorship organization known as the Collegiate 100, which was a collegiate affiliate chapter of the 100 Black Men of America. And that organization, which is well known, has a model of what they see is what they'll be. They intentionally put themselves up front of young men and women across the country, represent themselves well, make sure that these young men have career readiness, the proper training, the proper tutelage, financial empowerment, just the literacy that's necessary, again, for them to be productive citizens in our world to help. And then once they become productive, they can turn around and then give back. Once we start a chain of recognizing the importance to give mentorship and to seed proper knowledge in individuals, that is when we start to see results in our community that are sustainable. So it is about being there. It's a call in action to have more people to step up and recognize they have a lot of information and value to give back with their expertise, and to be that example, the positive example that you want to see change both here in Rochester and across our country and the world. He measured us.
Oh, it's actually part of my mandate. So very happy to jump in. Thank you. So I actually was very recently, as of like yesterday, or I guess day before yesterday, I was in Iowa for the first time. I'm speaking to a group of over 300 high school students for the Northern Iowa University Model UN. It was such an incredible experience to be able to meet so many incredible young people talking about why they care about the UN, why they care about this type of advocacy, what Model UN means to them. And it was just so inspiring. And this is something that we've done in the past and will continue to do because it's so important to meet young people where they're at and to also help them see that the world is really theirs to do what they want in terms of finding a path that's right with them. We've had so many people in the audience who traditionally come from STEM backgrounds, such as myself, and are like, wait, can we do this type of advocacy? And I'm like, yes, you can do this type of advocacy. Hopefully I am living proof and will continue to be living proof that we can have non-traditional people in these types of international roles because we need all voices at the table. Diversity and inclusion is only going to help us strengthen our work as the United Nations, as organizations like the UNA USA. And so it's really important that we continue to push for that and we continue to uplift those voices and meet young people. Over the past 4 months, we had the opportunity to connect with close to 2,000 young students across 22 states, Iowa now being our 23rd state. And we actually compiled a listening tour report of some of our key findings on what youth priorities are and what they hope to see from our US and UN leadership. And that's available online. So highly encourage people to check it out. But it's it's been a really great experience. And we're only just getting started with hearing more young voices on what their concerns and priorities are.
Yes. And I'll say really quickly to answer your question, yes, when I was in college, I had many opportunities to get in front of young high school students through the organization, the Collegiate 100 of Howard University, a mentoring organization with others. And we took time to sit with these students to make sure they answer their questions and their concerns about what does life look like after high school. And again, as a call to action, I encourage a lot of professionals, college students, even some high school students who are seniors to reach back to those who are younger than you and be that opportunity to be a resource and to give that valuable insight, because not only will you be able to give to something to someone and they can extract much value from it, but you'll also learn through those engagements. I learned from the young people that I talked to when I was in college, even now, right, from their experiences, because obviously we are a country of multiple experiences, personalities. None of us, no one demographic is a monolith. Take that into consideration to realize how you can be a positive influence and a positive contribution to someone's experience and help better their outcome in years to come. So certainly give back. It's an incredible experience. I look forward to continue to be a part of giving back to young people.
I'll just say, just want to give a huge shout out of gratitude to all the young people that might be watching this. I think that our journey of education as young people has very much been up and down. We've been through pandemics, we've been through, everything and everything to get to where we are when it comes to our work and our education and the things that we're involved with. And so, honestly, just wanted to give a huge shout out of gratitude and say it's been so incredibly inspiring to see young people, despite all the odds, continue with their education, continue with their passion, and to give back to their communities, and to all the educators out there too who do such incredible work. Also, huge shout out of gratitude. These past few years haven't been easy, and in many ways, being a teacher is just such a fundamental role for shaping the lives of students. And so, just want to give shout outs of gratitude to everyone who's invested in the education that we all need, this world needs.
Certainly. And I would just say happy Education Sharing Day, and thank you for taking part of this commemoration and learning more about it. And also, if you're a student, feel free to thank a teacher or mentor or role model who's played a significant role in your life, and to sit down with that individual if you have not already and try to map out what the next 2, 3 years, looks like for you and make plans. It's always good to plan ahead for your future, even if it changes, and it often will. Plan ahead with people who've had experience. It can help guide you on the right path. And I will also give that task to the mentors, the teachers, and the role models who can find the student, whether they look like they're on the right path or not, and help the best as you can to direct them in the right journey, because it's necessary for us to look out for one another, hold each other accountable, and be that checks and balance system to building the world that we can be proud of. But besides that, again, happy Education and Sharing Day.